Okay, good morning all. Welcome to Lakshya Academy YouTube channel. This is the fourth part of body fluids and their circulation. Okay, students. I would like to tell you some information newly released information by NCRT. Okay, they have reduced 30% of the syllabus current syllabus from your first year and as well as in second year. It is a very good opportunity for you. Very difficult topics, especially from the zoology, they have deleted from the syllabus. It is a good news for you. The other good news is that your AP state government is going to establish many medical colleges in Andhra state. That is another good news for you BPC students. Okay, that's why. Okay, in spite of this corona, you continue your preparation. Okay, the syllabus has been reduced, especially nervous system has been reduced. Digestion absorption is not there, not a part of syllabus. Nervous system, it is a very big lesson. It has been removed. Evolution is removed, and another two were environmental issues, ecosystem. Okay, like that, many topics have been removed from the syllabus, especially from the zoology side. It is easy for you. Your syllabus is now very less. It is the right time to prepare for this NEET exam. You are fortunate, and okay, I can say, okay, because of very difficult topics have been removed from the syllabus. I hope you continue your preparation without getting okay, without wasting time. Okay, let's get started. This topic, today's topic is clotting of blood. This is the fourth part of body fluids and their circulation, part 4. Clotting of blood is our today's topic. Okay, when blood vessel is injured, a number of physiological mechanisms are activated that promote homeostasis. That a hemostasis, not homeostasis. Homeostasis means steady state. Okay, don't confuse homeostasis with hemostasis. When our blood vessel is injured, a number of physiological mechanisms are activated to promote what? To promote hemostasis. Hemostasis. Hemo means blood, stasis means standing. That means our bleeding is stopped. Breakage of blood vessel exposes collagen proteins to the blood. In our blood vessel wall, there are collagen fibers. Okay, before the breakage of blood vessel, our blood is not exposed to that collagen. Once the blood vessel is injured, the blood is exposed to collagen proteins present in the wall of the blood vessel. Okay, here, okay, if you look at this wall, in the wall, there are collagen proteins. When the blood vessel is injured, that collagen is exposed to the blood. Okay, breakage of blood vessel exposes collagen proteins to the blood. Okay, this initiates three separate but overlapping homeostatic mechanisms. Three separate when blood vessel is injured. Three separate overlapping mechanisms, hemostatic mechanisms are started. What are those three? One is vasoconstriction. The second one is formation of platelet plug. And the third one is production of a web of fibrin proteins, that is blood clot. Okay, these are the things happen. I will show you these all in a single diagram. Here you can observe here. The first one is vasoconstriction. Here you can observe. Okay, I am selecting highlighter here. Why? Wait a bit. Okay, what is the first step here? Vasoconstriction. Observe here, this is the first step. What is this one? Vasoconstriction. Come to the second one, formation of platelet plug. Come here, this is the formation of platelet, second step. This is the second step. And come to the third one. What is the third one? The web of fibrin proteins, that is blood clot. Okay, you can observe here production of a network of fibrin protein, that is the clot formation. This is the third step. These are the three mechanisms, okay, which are overlapping mechanism, which are in our blood vessel is injured. These three, what are those three? See again, vasoconstriction. The second one is formation of platelet plug. The third one is, what is the third step here? The production of a web of a network of fibrin proteins, that is blood clot. Let's get started. The first step, let us start the first one. What is the first step? Vasoconstriction. Vasoconstriction, pay attention. Vasoconstriction is the first step. Vaso means blood vessel. The blood vessel becomes constricted. If blood vessel is not constricted, whenever blood vessel is injured, okay, there will be more loss. Blood oozes out. There will be more loss of blood. When a blood vessel is damaged, the smooth muscles in its wall. Okay, you know that in the wall of the blood vessels, arteries and veins and lymph vessels and lymph ducts, there are smooth muscles. I told you in the previous video also. The structure of the lymph vessels and lymph ducts is similar to that of the veins. Okay, they both of them, arteries also, the wall has smooth muscle. Okay, when blood vessel is injured, damaged, the smooth muscles in its wall constrict. Observe here. Okay, there is smooth muscle here. In the wall, there are smooth muscles. Here there is a spasm, vessel spasm. When the when the vessel is injured, here injury happened. Okay, when the vessel spasm, vascular spasm. Okay, spasm means sudden involuntary contraction of muscles. Earlier we learned branchial spasm. In asthma, the in the walls of the bronchi and bronchioles also smooth muscles are present. Okay, I told you in the previous okay, lessons, in the breathing and exchange of gases, you can observe those videos. Okay, in the asthma, you can observe that one smooth muscles constrict there also. That is called branchial. Okay, spasms of branchial spasm. This is a vascular spasm. Okay, spasm means sudden involuntary contraction of smooth muscles. Come back. Okay, in its wall, which makes the lumen of the vessel, okay, lumen of the blood vessel narrow. For example, this is the normal lumen. This is the lumen of the blood vessel. When the muscles contract, the lumen, the size of the lumen reduce. When we compare this one, the lumen of the blood vessel becomes narrow, sometimes so strongly. For example, this diagram here. This is a normal before injury. Okay, now the blood vessel become narrow. The lumen reduce, and sometimes so strongly that blood flow is completely stopped, therefore blood loss is prevented. This is the first step. And come to the second one. Okay, this is the vascular spasm. You can see here, this is the notes you can write down. Blood clotting means solidification of blood and stoppage of blood. Okay, it is also stoppage of, this is the blood, stoppage of blood. And next one is, it is also called a hemostasis. Hemo means blood, stasis means standing. Blood stops bleeding. Okay, blood does not go outside. Hemophilia, what is hemophilia? Okay, we'll come across this term in okay, genetics. Delay in blood. In some people, when blood vessel is injured, blood goes on bleeding, and it goes on oozing out. Delay in blood clotting process is called hemophilia. It is X-linked recessive genetic is gene related. Genes located on X chromosome is responsible for this hemophilia. Okay, there are some genes on our X chromosome. When there is a defect in the gene present on the X chromosome, this problem arises. Okay, stoppage of blood. Okay, that is called, okay, hemostasis. There are three steps are there. I can explain you what is this one. Vascular spasm. This is the first step. What is the next one? Platelet plug formation. That is the second step. What is the third one? Blood clotting. Vascular spasm, I explained you now. In the blood vessel can remain long time. Smooth muscle spasm in the blood vessel causes the vasoconstriction near the site of bleeding, not the entire blood vessel. Where the blood vessel is injured at that time, there vascular constriction takes place. Therefore, lumen of the blood vessel, for example, this is the normal blood vessel, this is the lumen, gets reduced here, lumen reduced. The lumen of the blood vessel becomes reduced and bleeding is stopped. Come to the second one. Platelet, this is the second step. Platelet plug formation. Okay, platelet plug, when endothelium is ruptured. What is endothelium? Endothelium is a innermost layer in the artery and vein. It is made up of simple squamous epithelium. The simple squamous epithelium present in the artery and vein is called as endothelium in the capillary also. When endothelium is ruptured, Okay, you can observe here. Okay, this is the wall of the blood vessel. There you can observe here endothelium. Okay, this is the innermost layer. Okay, here I will show you here. Okay, this is the endothelium, intact endothelium here, damaged endothelium. Endothelium is not damaged here, but here endothelium, if you observe this layer I'm talking about, here this is endothelium, but here endothelium is damaged here. Okay, what happens then? Okay, when the endothelium is ruptured, platelets adhere, they gather to they attach to the collagen and release some secretion. Platelets attach here, and they release some secretions. These secretions aggregate other platelets also. For example, 100 platelets aggregated there, collected at the site of injury, and they release some secretion, and they attract, those secretions attract some more platelet. Okay, for example, earlier 100, now the number increases, therefore one plug is formed there. Okay, when you keep the plug in the socket, the openings are closed. Okay, when you keep your TV plug or washing machine plug in a socket, the openings are closed. When your blood vessel is injured, okay, in this injury, when plug is formed, okay, that opening is sealed, blood does not go outside. Okay, these secretions aggregate other platelets and make them sticky so that they adhere to those already stuck on the collagen and form a plate. For example, here there is a blood vessel. This is the injured blood vessel here. Okay, this is the injured blood vessel. Here platelets attach here. Some platelets attached here, injured part, and they release some secretion. And here other because of this the other platelets also come and join here, and this injury is sealed. Now blood cannot go outside. This is the platelet plug. Okay, observe here platelet plug formation. Note down these notes. Platelets attach with collagen fibers in the damaged blood vessel wall, and these attached platelets release secrete chemicals attract and adhere the other platelet to form platelet plug. The plug, what happens? Plug seals the wound. Okay, you can observe here what are the steps. Exposed collagen binds, activate. Exposed collagen binds and activates platelets. First step. Platelet factors are released from these platelets. Some factors are released called platelet factors, and factors attract more platelets, and more platelets are coming here. And then what happens? Platelets aggregate into a platelet plug. It is now we move on to the third step. Okay, this is the third step. This is what is this one? Clot. Okay, the third step is the formation of clot. Production of web of fibrin protein. The third mechanism for hemostasis is the formation of clot. The activator substances from the injured vascular wall, platelets, and blood proteins adhering to the injured vascular wall initiate clotting process. Who is initiating clotting process here? Three substances. The activator substances from the injured vascular wall, platelets, and blood proteins, albumin, fibrinogen, prothrombin. Okay, these are the proteins. Okay, these all adhering to the injured vascular wall. They start the clotting process. Clot. What is a clot? Okay, you can observe here. Clot. This is the clot. This is the clot. Clot is a web of fibrin. Okay, these are the fibrin fiber. Okay, this is the web network. It is a web of, it is a web like a spider web. So the spider spins the web. Okay, the clot is a web of fibrin with blood cells trapped in it. For example, imagine this is the one net where bots are trapped in this net. Like that, this is the clot. Clot is a web of fibrin. This is the web of fibrin. What are these? Where blood cells are trapped in it. This is web of fibrin. Web of fibrin. What is clot? Clot is web of fibrin with blood cells entangled. Blood cells are trapped in it. Correct. Come. Mechanism of blood clotting. The clotting mechanism of blood clotting. The clotting takes place in three essential steps. Step one, it involves the formation of activated substances. Okay, it involves the formation of, in the step one, what is happening? Formation of complex activated substances, collectively called prothrombin activator. Formation of prothrombin activator. This is very important. Formation of prothrombin activator is the first step. It is formed by a complex. How is this prothrombin activator is formed? By a complex cascade of chemical reaction. A waterfall. A cascade means waterfall. Okay, for example, there are 10 reactions. The 10th reaction depends on the ninth one. The ninth reaction depends on the eighth one. If 10th reaction does not occur unless the ninth occur, okay, that means each one depending on the preceding one, before one, ninth, 10th reaction depending on ninth one. Okay, this is the waterfall like a stepwise. Okay, it is formed, a prothrombin activator is formed by complex cascade of chemical reactions that occur in the blood by the involvement of clotting factors in two pathways. What are the, let us, before I go to that mechanism of clotting of blood, two pathways, you must know these factors, then only you can understand it. You must know these factors. Okay, there are 13 factors you are going to learn right now. What are the 13 factors I will make you learn? There is a trick here. There is a trick here to learn. Okay, now what are those factors? Okay, these factors are given 13 Roman numbers are, you should not write these 1 2 number. Okay, Roman numbers are allotted. Always when I ask the first, what is the number one, okay, clotting factor, what is the first clotting factor, always you have to say fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is the first factor. Fibrinogen, prothrombin, thromboplastin, calcium ions, labile factor or accelerating globulin. Okay, next one, okay, cis factor is no more, it's not that deleted from the, but number is it is a sixth number is empty. Next, seventh one, pro convertin or stable factor, anti hemophilic factor. Here, this is the eighth factor. Christmas factor or plasma thromboplastin component or anti hemophilic factor. Here, this is factor B. And Stewart Prower factor, also called a thrombokinase, plasma thromboplastin antecedent, anti-hemophilic. It is also called anti-hemophilic factor. A, this one, B, this one, C, this one, and Heisman's factor, and fibrin stabilizing factor, fibrin stabilizing fibrin stabilizing factor. Okay, these are the 13 factors. You can remember these 13 factors with a mnemonic, with a trick called foolish people. Foolish, first letter here, fibrinogen. Foolish people, prothrombin. Okay, try thromboplastin. Try climbing, calcium. Long slopes. Foolish people try climbing long slopes. Okay, long, labile factor. After, okay, try climbing. After Christmas, foolish people try climbing long slope. Slopes means stable factor here. And after Christmas, Christmas factor. After means anti-hemophilic. After Christmas, some people have fallen. Some people have fallen. Foolish people. There are some foolish people. Okay, there is one hill here. It is very slow, and some people are trying, foolish people try climbing long slope. After Christmas, some people have fallen, some people have fallen down. Okay, this is a trick here. Foolish people try, it is very difficult to climb that ones, the long, very slopes are long, very, the, okay, the slope is very high, therefore they cannot climb, but they try to climb and they have fallen. Okay, foolish people try, foolish people try climbing. Foolish people try climbing long slope after Christmas. Some people have means Heisman factor fallen down. Trick. With this trick, you can remember if you have the determination, if you have the zeal to learn. Okay, fibrinogen plasma, prothrombin plasma. Next one, thromboplastin, calcium ions, labile factor, or accelerating globulin. And next, cyst factor is no more. It's not there. Pro-convertin or stable factor, anti-hemophilic factor or anti-hemophilic factor A, and Christmas factor or plasma thromboplastin component or A, anti-hemophilic factor B. Three names are here. And Stewart-Prower factor or thrombokinase, plasma thromboplastin antecedent, or okay, plasma thromboplastin antecedent, it is called PTA, or anti-hemophilic factor C. Okay, next, Heisman factor, okay, fibrin stabilizing, and these are the factors. Okay, now let us see one more thing here. Okay, where are these synthesized? Fibrinogen is synthesized in the liver, equivalent in first year. It is also synthesized in liver, and tissue thromboplastin coming from the damaged tissue, and calcium ions are present in the blood. They are not we take through the food. And next one, for the synthesis of prothrombin, one vitamin is required. Next one, pro-convertin in the liver, Christmas factor in liver, Stewart-Prower factor in liver, and fibrin stabilizing factor released from the platelet. For four factors, 2, 2, 7, 9, 10, for these four factors for the synthesis, K vitamin is required. I will show you here. This is the 2, factor 2. Next one, factor 7, vitamin K here. Factor 9, vitamin K here. And factor 10, 2, 7, 9, 10 for those for the synthesis of vitamin. Vitamin K is called phylloquinone. Vitamin K is also important for the clotting of blood. If you don't take vitamin K, okay, these factors are not formed in our body. If these factors are not formed, clotting of blood does not take place. Okay, that means vitamin K also helps in clotting of blood by helping in the synthesis of these factors in our liver. Okay, that's the end of this video. I will explain you those intrinsic pathway and extrinsic pathway which are involved in the clotting of blood in the next video.